to our second episode this week because we are at the fair. Even though we are not at the fair, unfortunately, we're going to virtually bring it to you, and we're going to make fair treats because we shouldn't be denied good fair food just because we aren't at the fairgrounds. Well, my name is Aunt Annie.
I'm Grandma Jane.
And we are so enjoying this week of episodes like we do every week. And we hope that many of you are watching of all ages. It tickles us to death. I just had somebody say last week that recognized me at a store that they're really enjoying the show and they watch it every night before bed. And Jane and I were just tickled.
That's awesome.
Just tickled. And talked to a new friend today, a new guy I know. I'm going to call him my business colleague, my new friend Jim from LA area. Shouting out to our new friend Jim and his wife and 2 kids, 7 and 4 years old. Hopefully you'll start watching like we talked about today on the phone. And at any rate, we're going to move on to our next fair food. Right now we've got bacon in the oven, some regular that we were teaching you how to do that we've always referred to and never showed you. And then we've got some bacon raw in there with skewers on that we're going to make chocolate covered bacon here in a little bit when the bacon gets done. The next thing we're going to do or did in the next episode is we wrapped then some raw bacon and we're going to have bacon wrapped sweet corn. So when that's done, we'll be taking a look at that and see if we need to season that at all. So all that's in the oven ready to go, and now we're going to make State Fair cream puffs. Oh, I'm so excited. I love cream puffs. I love the size of them, first of all. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have a great big portion if you just want a little something sweet. And we're going to also put 2 different fillings in. I'm going to make a light white creamy one that's with the recipe, and Jane actually prefers putting a vanilla pudding mixture in, and she'll tell you later what she put into that. So we're going to do it 2 different ways, so you know. But first we got to make the actual puff that we're going to stuff it with whatever we do or fill it. So Jane, show us how we're going to do that.
Okay, first I put a stick of butter in a saucepan, and it's just about done melting. So I'm going to add half a cup, or is it, no, it's a cup of water to that and mix that around. And then after that's combined, which it is, I'm gonna put a cup of flour in. I'll put a little bit at a time like I usually do. Cream puffs have quite a history. They go back to Henry II. Yeah, back in like 1540. Wow. And his pastry chef presented him with a cream puff. And then they've been in the States since like 1840 on the menu. So I thought that was kind of interesting. My mom used to make these quite a bit. We really enjoyed them.
Once again, it took 300 years to get over here.
Yeah.
Well, like we told you earlier episodes, kids, America, the United States of America is a very young country compared to Europe and other places. We are very young. When we were only 244 years old on our birthday on July 4th, that is like a baby compared to other countries. So
I've got the flour incorporated into the water and the butter mixture.
How hot do you have the...
And I thought I just turned it off, didn't I? No, there it is.
How hot did you have the burner then?
Just to melt the butter like a medium.
Okay.
And then you're supposed to add 1 egg at a time. 4 eggs altogether, but 1 egg at a time.
But this is the whole egg, not just the yolk.
The whole egg.
Okay.
And that will make it kind of shiny, and it will start coming away from the sides of the pan. I'll show you that after when it gets to that point a little more. Getting hard there. I got it. And then what size do you want me to make? Kind of small ones so we have an even amount about? Because you can make large ones, you can make any size. And our oven is on at 350. I guess this can be at 400 here. And it takes about 45 to 50 minutes. So they take
well, maybe we should wait and put them in the oven until our bacon's out.
Okay.
And raise the temperature, you mean?
Mm-hmm. And just take the temperature up to where it belongs.
Okay.
I smell the bacon. It's probably getting close.
Yeah, I haven't even looked in there. Yeah, it is. I could probably turn, Steve doesn't have glasses, they could probably turn the little skewers. So the other side. Now once I got this on medium heat, after I added the eggs, and that once it starts coming away from the sides, then I can remove it and plop them down onto the cookie sheets. I will reach in there right now. Let's see
Pot
here.
holders at the top, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
It does look like it's getting done.
Yeah, the
Oh,
bacon.
yummy, yummer
The
doodles.
bacon, I think, is.
I love it when we're making bacon.
There you go.
And I still think that bacon was meant to be baked and not fried because it's called bacon, not frying. It's called bacon. Yeah. Okay.
Bacon's
Looking
really
good.
ready, so we'll have to watch
Did
it.
you have to turn the corn yet? Is that bacon getting to
No,
the point?
not yet, but
Okay.
pretty soon I will. It's starting
Okay.
to cook up, finally.
So as soon as we get the stuff out here, should we leave it in the pan
It's
till
only
you cook it
about-
on here?
It's
or
only like a minute, and then it's supposed to be ready.
so would it be smarter to leave it in there or plunk it on here and get it ready for the stove or the oven before we wait to tune it up to 400?
We can put them on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't know what consistency it was going to be.
yeah. Stir over heat until mixture leaves the pan and forms a ball. Oh. Sometimes it's like watching paint dry.
I think that would work out for our next treat as well. One of our treats is also at 400 Grandma Jane.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited about the next two too.
How many times you been to the state fair? Ever? Oh, but the county fairs and stuff you went to. There.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The state fair, my brother lives in Des Moines with his wife, and they go every year for at least 4 days, sometime through the 11-day period. And they have a ball, and they have just been writing me terrible about the fact I've never gone. So the last 2 years, they were just determined to get me down there to go with them. They've described how much fun it is. And something came up both times. So this year, I was determined to go, and then the virus hit. I really was going to finally go. But I have been to the grandstand to go to, was it twice or 3 times, to my favorite country artist that I'd walked through fire for, George Strait.
Oh.
George Strait was in the grandstand. Like I said, I went 2 or 3 years, but I don't really count that the fair because the grandstand, you just go later when the concert is and then you leave. It's not really walking the fairgrounds, but I got to buy George Strait a beer.
Oh, that's right.
That's
I
right.
remember
He
hearing
was
that.
staying at the Marriott, and I have to admit, I kind of stalked him. I did some recon, some intelligence, and found out that George and his band always stayed at the Marriott. So I was not staying at the Marriott. We were somewhere else, but we walked after the concert to the Marriott, and I thought maybe he and his band would come down and have a beer or something. So I went down to my mother and my friend Bev and I went to Pictures, and they weren't there. So then we went up to a different place in the hotel we thought they might be. They weren't there. So we went back down to Pictures, looked around, he wasn't there, the band wasn't there. Next thing you know, we walked up the ramp to leave, and he walked down with two bodyguards, and he had a baseball cap on. He walked by us, and none of the 3 of us said a word. We just turned right back around and followed him back up the ramp. So by the time I got the waiter's attention, I said I wanted to get George's first beer. And they came back and said somebody had already gotten, but they'd make sure that he got my next one, the second one for me. And his band was there too. And so I did talk to some of the band. I remember Mike, the dark-haired one with a mustache that plays, and they were playing this game that has like, you keep shooting ball through a basketball hoop. And so I remember his name was Mike, and I think he plays some of the violin when they need violin on it. And I don't know, it was just fun. So I doubt George would remember that. He never met me and didn't probably even know it came from me, but that second beer at Pictures at the Marriott years ago was from me. So I hope you enjoy, and I'd love to meet you someday.
Yes,
I would love to
definitely.
meet George Strait just once. Okay.
Well, we're gonna wait and get something out first before we put these in,
Yep.
right?
Yes, we are.
Well,
So our cream puffs are going to be ready to go as soon as we can get the oven up or bacon
yeah.
up.
The
or,
bacon's really close.
Okay, as soon as we're going to probably cut now and go to another episode, get regrouped, and we'll have these ready to go in at 400 because we've got another treat going in at 400. Then in another episode, we'll go ahead and fill our cream puffs and we'll frost our bacon. Doesn't that just frost your bacon?
It
We've
does.
come up with a new phrase. Or do people already use that phrase?
I've not heard
Doesn't
of it.
that
Have you?
just frost your bacon? Okay, so what would you
Sounds
say in
good.
signing off?
All right. Well, stay safe, and school's right around the corner, if not started already. So make the best of it, kids, and be calm and tolerant, and you'll get through.
And I want to say thank you to you kids because of you, I'm really getting my act together. I'm losing some lbs, which I call some poundage. Don't know if you can tell yet, but I'm still on the way down. Got my nails done last week. Starting to wear makeup a little more often on the set here. So you guys are helping me get my act together. You're giving me a lot of incentive, and so thank you very much. And hopefully each week you see me, I'll be looking better and healthier, and thanks to you. And I hope you're healthy and happy at home too.
And we love you, right?
We do!
love you.
Mwah! Or as my nephew Dawson would do, he does it with the back of his hand. It's just precious.
Anyways, like that.
Yeah, and little goes, oh. No, actually he goes like this. Blow an any kiss and go.
Oh.
It's so cute.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
it.
so at any rate, we will hopefully see you next episode. You don't want to miss the next two.
No.
Actually, 3 if we're going to be
No.
frosting our bacon. Okay, we'll see you next time on Now We're Cooking.